Well, cows murder grass.
Yeah.
They sure do, Joe. They sure do. Hope you guys are having a great day. A lot to get into. Hey, I that was my favorite soundbite from yesterday's show. Okay, Joe Rogan saying that while they're talking about dire wolves, he starts talking about cows murdering grass.
Well, cows murder grass.
Yeah.
He does drugs. I don't know if you know that. That's good stuff. It's so funny. Before we jump into the show, I got to bring this up because I woke up at like 5 o'clock this morning to feed the animals. And it's just kind of our routine, right? And I'm kind of, I feed the animals, I lay back down, and I'm just kind of chilling. And I'm scrolling through my phone, kind of, seeing if there's any good stories for today's show. And pop up ad. And it just pisses me off. Then I thought about it. Who the fuck ever clicks on a pop-up ad? Who sees it and says, oh, I have to click on this? No. If I ever see a pop-up ad, FYI to advertisers, if I see a pop-up ad, I click on it, and then it's like registered in my brain that company is fucking annoying. It's not necessarily their fault. It's just the way it goes. So I tweeted that out. Does anybody ever see a pop-up ad and say, oh, I have to click on it? Matt wrote in, I click the X, not the content. I never click anywhere on the content. It's the X I selected. Back, menu, close, reload. Right? Never. Bethany wrote, nope. I imagine that's how she said it. It's all caps. So good for her. Yeah, exactly. It's ridiculous. I see it and I'm just like, no, come on. No. Why would you even do that? Oh, wait, hold on.
Maybe. Maybe not. Maybe fuck yourself.
Yes, absolutely. Oh, I thought about it for a second. Go fuck yourself. Jesus Christ. I don't know why I want to play this, but you're welcome in advance.
Big vagina?
Gigantic vagina.
I hate that it cuts off the last A in vagina. Anyway, yeah, there you go. I just thought that it's fascinating to me. Have you ever done that? I don't think I ever have. If anything, I've done it on accident. And from all my years in radio, pushing buttons and moving faders and stuff like that, and always working on computers and whatnot, I get twitchy fingers, especially in my right hand. And sometimes I'll be on the phone and just my fingers will twitch. The same ones that would twitch when I worked in radio. Because sometimes I taught myself later not to hover over buttons because my fingers will twitch. And because you don't want to accidentally fire something off on accident. Well, that happens to me every now and then with those pop-up ads where I'm going to click on the X and then my finger just twitches. Then I'm like, ooh, penis enlargement. I swear to God, that's the only reason I clicked on it. Okay? Fine, you got me. Oh, so embarrassed. I just want it to be bigger. It's the only time I click on those is by accident. All joking aside. As a potential advertiser, why would you pay money for that? Only because the person on the other end that's selling you that idea is really good at bullshit. That's what it is. Like, I swear to God, you get so many clicks. Yeah, accidental clicks, dick. Jesus. Man. Anyway, hope you guys are having a great day. A lot to get in. I will just delicately touch on the Nuggets. They fired Malone. We talked about it yesterday as it happened. And I just have one piece of audio that I want to play that may have given us some insight that this was going to happen. But I think we all, as a collective, kind of ignored it. The writing was there on the wall, but we missed it. We're going to hear from that, plus some other great headlines to get into. real quick, hit that like button wherever you're listening. Also, remember, click on the subscribe button if you could, please. That'd be great. Today's show exclusively presented to you by the one and only Roof Goat USA. Go ahead, check them out at roofgoatusa.com. I'll tell you more about them coming up in a little bit. But right now, what we need to do, like Sir Mix-a-Lot likes to say, let's do it. Jump into some headlines.
Let's go! Let's go!
And now, here are the headlines.
Well, I don't know if you've ever been to an auction before, but you can buy some really cool things. My wife and I did it once. It was out in the middle of like eastern Colorado, and it was an estate sale, and they had an auctioneer out there. I'm just saying random sounds, basically. But the auctioneers are really cool, the way they can fire things off. But they had multiple auctioneers. One was really good. The other one was just kind of like, all right, we got $5. $5. Anybody? Okay, $5. Do we hear 6? And I'm like, Jesus Christ, this guy sucks. Okay. He's like a fucking sloth. You got to be a jackrabbit, baby. Jackrabbit on that auctioneer stuff. Anyway, auctions are really cool. You can buy very unique things. Well, a China court is trying to auction off 100 tons of live crocodiles for $500,000. I don't know why you would want that, but it could be yours. But you got to pick them up. So I don't know how you would transport, 100 tons of crocodiles. That's a lot of U-Hauls. Imagine trying to cross a border and Border Patrol's like, all right, man, open up that back door, okay? Don't want to make sure you're smuggling anything illegal. I suggest you don't. There's a bunch of alligators and crocodiles back there. Oh, I've heard that one before. Open up that damn door. Okay. Chomp, 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 chomp. There's alligators and crocodiles. Run. That's crazy. Is it bad that the first thing I thought of is if you're a restaurant, why not? Because I've had crocodile before. It's delicious. I think it was crocodile. It might have been gator. I think it was gator. Yeah, same fucking thing, right? No. It's close enough, okay? Jeez, get off my nuts. I'm just saying, if you had a place to put them, that would be a great, investment potentially for meat. Just saying. I know it's a little morbid, but I was hungry when I was reading this article, apparently. Get some not good sauce on there. Ooh. Get that juicy meat sliding down your throat. Ooh, yeah, sliding down your throat. Okay, Macho Man, you had your time yesterday. Back the fuck off. Sorry. What was that? Sorry. That was the worst. That was a terrible Macho Man. We don't need to go into that. A New York woman who is stranded in Puerto Rico as her airline denied her emotional support parrot from boarding. Well, good. This lady's like in her 80s. But let's be honest. A fucking parrot is your emotional support animal? Good on the airlines. Yesterday, we were talking about that dude that got arrested for claiming that he had 7 emotional support tigers. This lady says she has an emotional support parrot. Fuck off. Come on. Polly want a cracker? We're all gonna die. Yap. That's what I want to hear when I'm flying? No, fuck that. Be sitting there falling asleep. Next thing you know, you get a bird turd in your mouth. Oh. I got a weird taste in my mouth. What is that? Sir, here's a free Coke. I apologize. This whole emotional support thing drives me nuts. Bring a teddy bear. Bring a blanket. Bring a favorite hoodie. I don't know. Bring a fidget spinner. or just little fidgets. You can buy fidgets that will keep your mind occupied on something else. But you don't need to bring a fucking parrot. You don't need to bring a giant fucking dog. You don't need to bring a dog, period. You don't need to bring a cat. You don't need to bring a snake. You don't need to bring a fucking lizard. Stop. Bring something soft if it's really that thing. So, it's that big of a deal. Something that you can, focus on. Bring one of those fidgets. They sell them everywhere now. But enough is enough. Good for the airline saying, no, we're not going to have a fucking parrot on the fucking plane bugging the shit out of everybody. Sorry, deal with it. But I get stressed out when I fly. I don't know. Do some drugs. Fuck. I don't know. Listen, you're in your 80s. Not a bad time to start a drinking problem. Okay, I'm just saying. I've always wanted to know what PCP's like. I'm 81 years old. Why not? Do something. My God. Take Dramamine. Take some sort of sleep. Take NyQuil. I don't know. I have no sympathy for it. I don't. I should, but I don't. Okay? Cancel me. Cancel me. A Georgia suspect named Speedy Gonzales. That's his legal name. Speedy Gonzales. His parents are assholes. Seriously, come on. You can't name your kid after a cartoon character. What's your name? Fred Flintstone. No. God, you're going to get made fun of your entire life. Could you imagine if your name is Speedy Gonzales and you're slow as shit? Like you're trying out for the track team. They're like, whoa, is this right? Yeah, coach, it is. His name's Speedy Gonzales? Ooh, I can't wait to see this. All right, kid. Got the timer ready to go? Dazzle me. And he's like, I should have taken my inhaler before. Oh, he is slow as molasses. Go hit the shower, Speedy. Oh, man. The reason I bring it up, he's a suspect for the crime of stealing $20,000 from Walmart on just multiple Walmarts. It's not like one, but he going very quickly between different Walmarts. He is Speedy Gonzales, I'm just saying it goes back to you're going to get more negative publicity if your name is something like that. And then if you do something stupid, like, I don't know, spend or steal $20,000 from multiple Walmarts, you're going to be plastered all over the place. Shit's just not going to go your way. Again, this goes back to his parents being dicks and calling him Speedy Gonzales. They're like, his last name's Gonzales. Let's just fucking call him Speedy. Okay. Good one, Carol. Oh, man. It would be the same thing. I mean, let's see. For anything, I was going to say, like, thinking of Avenger names, but I think that would be kind of cool. Like, if your last name was Rogers and you named your son Steve Rogers, Captain America, I think that would be neat. And I don't think it's very obvious. Speedy Gonzales is implying that you're incredibly fast. I don't know if there's another name that is. I can't think of anything that's sticking out. If you guys think of one that would be terrible, terrible name. Well, obviously you got like Bugs Bunny. That would be that would be dumb. What kind of asshole parrot? I'm sure somebody's done it. Oh, geez, God, now that's just making my brain work into overtime, and it shouldn't have. I should have thought about this beforehand. But yeah, if you got one, you got to send it our way to huffpodcast@gmail.com or hit me up on my socials at @DeHuffPodcast. Have some fun with it too. I'm sure there's plenty of good ones out there that I'm just having a brain fart. like you shouldn't name if you have twin boys, you can't call them Mario and Luigi, especially if you're Italian. I think well, you can get away with it if you're Italian, I think, but you can't be like, super white bread me and go, this is my son Mario, this is my other son Luigi. Yeah, doesn't really work. That's interesting. That make that one of these is going to pop in my head throughout the rest of the show, and I'll just blurt them out. Be like, Ninja Gaiden. I just remember that from an old Nintendo, or was it Nintendo or Sega game that I used to play? Anyway, yeah, don't name your kid after video game characters. That's dumb. Real quick before we get into the rest of the show, when it comes to roof repairs, I was telling you at the beginning of the show, you got to go with the GOAT. Who's the GOAT? Roof Goat USA. They're teamed up with Fence Goat LLC. So if you have a fence problem too, you got to go with the GOAT as well. They've been in business for 23 years. They understand the headaches that comes with fixing a roof and fences, whether it's a repair, replacement, insurance claims. Roof Goat USA's experienced professionals are committed to delivering reliable and durable solutions. And what's cool is they prioritize the safety and comfort of your family, and they make sure that your home is well protected against the elements. They go above and beyond, way above and beyond all the other roofers out there. Sorry. When you see their setup, you're going to see, whoa, holy cow. No wonder they're the GOAT. They're the GOAT for a reason. And let me say this. If you don't have a roof issue right now, you don't have a fence issue right now, that's okay. Save the information. roofgoatusa.com. Keep that written down somewhere, because when it happens, you're going to need to go with the GOAT. They prioritize safety, like I said, and they're going to make sure that the ground, they have a special crew just for the ground to make sure that your yard is well kept. You don't have any damaging things out there for your vehicles, your pets, or yourself. It's really neat. For roofing and fencing needs, contact the GOAT. Text Eric 303-495-4630. He's extremely fast. Okay. Don't be surprised. You text him, you're like, hey, Eric, I have a roof question or whatever. And he's like, boom, calls you right back. Pretty cool. Or you can go to their website, like I said before, roofgoatusa.com. Here's what's cool. They guarantee their work for a long freaking time. Well, how long is it a long freaking time? 30-year guarantee. 30-year guarantee from date of install. That's all materials and labor for 30 years from date of install. That's pretty badass. I'm sorry for my harsh language, folks, but it's true. Text Eric 303-495-4630 or go to roofgoatusa.com. Experience the Roof Goat USA difference today. I haven't been playing the Roof Goat, the goat sound. The it's funny because I was talking to Roof Goat the other day, and they're like, that doesn't sound like a goat. And then I was watching something the other day, some TV show, and they're joking around with goats, and guess what sound they played? Because it's a goat. It's a goat screaming. It is. Hey, before we jump into sports, this is so stupid. And the fact that this sold out is ridiculous, but we'll get into the sold out numbers here in a second. KFC, Kentucky Fried Chicken. Real quick, not a huge fan of KFC. I love Popeyes. If I'm going for chicken, like a chicken sandwich or chicken strips, I'm going Popeyes. I'm going Chick-fil-A, then Safeway / King Soopers. Any grocery store usually has good chicken strips and stuff like that in the deli. Then I'll go to KFC. Okay? That's just my thing. But Popeyes is fucking legit. You get that spicy chicken sandwich. So good. Anyway, KFC recently introduced a fried chicken flavored toothpaste, because that's what we need, folks. It is. if you're looking for a groundbreaking invention, it's KFC toothpaste because who does it? That being said, if it gets your kids or any individual to brush their teeth more, okay. In all honesty, I'm fine with that. If you're a parent and you're remembering back when your kids were, kind of preteen age, or maybe you're going through it now or you're about to go through it now, that there's always a period, especially with boys, it seems like, where they don't want to brush their teeth as much for whatever freaking reason. I probably did the same thing. If this gets them to brush their teeth more because they're like, tastes like chicken, why not? Who fucking cares? I'm down with it. The flavor's obviously inspired by KFC's 11 herbs and spices. I kind of want to try it. This is what they said in their press release. It's like biting into a hot, juicy piece of KFC original recipe chicken. This toothpaste is irresistible, coating your teeth in flavor before leaving your mouth feeling fresh and clean. A tube of this toothpaste, which has already sold out, was going for $13. And it's spelled Hi Smile, Hi Smile. And they're the toothpaste company. So it's a combined effort. But they sold out $13 a tube. It looks like a standard size tube. For $13, that's a little much. But I get you're getting the novelty, you're getting the flavor, blah, 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 blah. If it became overwhelmingly popular, I'm sure that price would drop eventually. They also sell, but this is not sold out, a $59 electric toothbrush that obviously has the KFC logo and stuff like that on it. I love my electric toothbrush. I think it's Braun or whatever it is. Those are great. Makes you brush longer because it does it in 30-second increments. Like it's vibrating on your mouth, and then it does like a ink, and which is telling you to move to a different area of your mouth. So you just break up your mouth into 4 sections. It's so simple, but it works. So I like the idea. If it was cheaper, I would totally, stake out their website looking to buy the toothpaste because, hey, if it encourages your kids to brush a little longer, I'm curious though, does it get gross after 2 minutes? Because think about it, and the initial flavor might be great, but then after, like, say, a minute, you're like, okay, now it tastes like shit. Ugh. Ugh. And would the novelty, the flavor novelty wear off? I like a good mint toothpaste. I love going to the dentist, especially when they, at the end where they give you a flavor. It's usually like mint or something like that. Although they're trying to throw in different flavors lately. But I like that. But it would be interesting to have, a bunch of chicken essentially slammed in your face. I'm wondering if other companies are going to start doing this. Why not? If you can make money doing something, it's advertising your brand, but you're going to generate some revenue from it. I don't see why not. But going back to the whole thing where they say they sold out, we don't know what that initial number was. If you're KFC and you're like, let's do this novelty toothpaste flavor, let's make 50 of them, right? And you put them on the website. Next thing you know, 50 people across the globe buy it. Now it's like, ooh, it's sold out. They don't know how. Joe Schmo, like you and me, we don't know how much they started with, but it looks like, oh crap, it's sold out. We don't know what that number is. Like if I ever start selling merch online, which I've had a few people ask me, they're like, why don't you do that? And it's like, I need to figure out a good way to do it. But it'd be like one of those things, like if I made like 5 shirts that like people get 5 family members to buy them. And then like you might go to the website, be like, let's see what it is. Like, oh, it's sold out. Ooh, okay, okay. Check back in 30 minutes or something like I don't know. It's kind of like a little scam that they can do to add more publicity. Because what happens is when people write articles about this, they're like, they're already sold out. Like, whoa, you're thinking there's like 10,000 that they made, or 100,000 of these. Probably not, guys. It's probably like 200 that they made, if even that. It's a publicity stunt. There's nothing wrong with it, but that's just how it works. All right, you know what? Let's do this. Let's jump into some sports.
Going deep, tight ends and long balls. No, it's not an invitation to a Diddy party.
Oh, gross!
It's sports with the Huff.
Well, obviously, yesterday, the big story sweeping across the sports world in all of the United States. I guess it leaked over into the international news as well. The Denver Nuggets firing Michael Malone. We reacted to the story as it happened. Some people are like, why didn't you lead the show off with that? Because it happened when in the middle of the show. I thought I was going to end on something else, and that got in the way. And I don't want to beat a dead horse, okay? I don't. I used to work for a company that's how it thrived, was beating dead horses. Like, topic-wise, not actually. They weren't actually beating dead horses. That I know of, okay? That I know of. I don't agree with when they fired Michael Malone. Okay, 3 days left to go in the regular season. Playoffs are right around the corner. It seems like the Nuggets should win. The Nuggets play tonight without Michael Malone. But with it being so close to the playoffs, that rubs me the wrong way. Either do it a month or two ago. I mean, it's been a rough past month. After the All-Star break, it's been rough, right? They had that 8-game winning streak going into the All-Star break, and then they just essentially shit the bed after that. But I just feel like you should, and I said this yesterday, they should have just waited to do it. Do it after the season. Makes no sense. To me, Cronkies, and I know that they came out yesterday and they defended what they did, as they should. But it made no sense. It's essentially giving up on the season. That's the way I look at it. But I came across some sound yesterday from a few weeks back that I missed, and I don't recall any other media entities talking about this. And I'm disappointed in myself that I missed this. But it's very telling of, yes, the Cronkies came out saying it's, we did it for one reason or another. I don't believe anything that comes out of their mouth, okay? I don't. Their upper management, that's just the way it goes. They're protecting their brand and their decisions, as they should. But if you want a glimpse into why Michael Malone was fired, take a listen to this, like I said, from a few weeks back at a press conference, Michael Malone addressing the media, and he's frustrated with some of his players.
Each guy's got to look themselves in the mirror and start coming to each respective game with the proper mindset and have some pride. I didn't think we played with any pride tonight.
How do you feel like they took that?
I really care. It's not my job to evaluate how they take things. My job is to be honest, and sometimes brutally honest. And tonight, it was a brutally honest message. And the guys that are full of shit won't hear it. They'll say coach is tripping. And the guys that maybe do really care will, because they're not going to go back and watch their minutes, because nobody watches their minutes. Nobody watches film. So we'll have to show them the film. And I said, if somebody disagrees with me, please speak up. And nobody said a word. So again, I'm not really concerned with how they took that message. My thing is being honest with how we just played. Just got blown out in LA. Come here against a team that is down 3, 4, 5 starters, and you mess around with the game. That's what happens, and that's exactly what happened tonight. And the same thing that's been bothering us of late that I talked about pregame, the turnovers, the rebounding, was even worse tonight. And I didn't think it could get any worse, but it did. Thank you, everybody.
What do you guys think of that? Here's the thing. There's a lot involved in this firing. Yes, Calvin Booth, the GM, and Michael Malone hated each other. Apparently, they did not get along. Booth wanted to play the younger players, and allegedly there was a rub because Malone wanted to play Westbrook, and Westbrook wasn't playing that great. But Malone, being the head coach, was just like, this is what I want to do. And it backfired, okay? So there was a lot. Like I said, Booth wanted to play the younger guys. So there was that rub going on. Then when you listen to Michael Malone talk about how he's trying to make his players better, think about your job. Think about any time you've played sports. It doesn't matter if it's basketball. It doesn't matter if it's football, baseball, hockey. It does not matter. But kind of maybe the easiest thing is thinking about your job. There's going to be times where you're not going to be as great as you should be. There is no harm, only good, that can come out by reviewing your work and going, how can I get better? If you're being lazy and know that things aren't going the way they should, but you're like, well, I got a job, so who cares? Why do I need to go back and review my work? Well, guess what? That doesn't lead to greatness. That leads to mediocrity. So Coach Malone is trying to hold them accountable and was trying to lead them on the path to greatness. And they refused. And then they didn't have the balls to say anything when he asked, what are your thoughts? Do you guys disagree with this? Blah, 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 whatever he said there. And nobody had the stones to say anything. I've been in meetings, though, where people do have the stones to stand up and be like, well, I don't want to check my work. Okay? Well, here's the thing. At least they had the stones to say that. But the point is, the numbers are struggling. You need to check your work. You need to get better. You need to have pride in what you do. What is your product that you're putting out there? It needs to be better. There's no harm in self-evaluation. Yes, it's hard. It is a hard pill to swallow to sit there and review your shit, and sometimes you're like, fuck, God damn it, I need to be better. I've been there. It happens a lot for every one of us. It tells you the mindset of NBA players. Well, at least this locker room for the Nuggets, where they don't think their shit stinks and they're just sitting there going, why would I review tape? Look at the greats. Look at the greats. Do you want to be great or do you want to be okay? Kobe Bryant, watch his tape. Always worked on his game. And he was arguably one of the best players to ever exist on a basketball court. Always working on his game. Always reviewing what he did. How can he be better? How can he be a better teammate, etc. Stuff like that. Peyton Manning, the dude lived in the film room. You gotta do that stuff if you want to be great at whatever it is. And the fact that locker room, Malone lost that locker room. Don't know how it officially started and how it blossomed. somebody fanned that flame in that locker room. Obviously, now post Michael Malone, I wanted to say Post Malone, but that's a singer. Post Michael Malone era, there's stories coming out, Woody Page and all these other people saying that they've heard rumblings of this, and this. Could it have been Jokic that was frustrated, didn't like how things were going? He has a lot of fucking power. Obviously, in the coming days, hopefully one of them has the guts to come out and voice their concern. Was it Westbrook? Was it somebody else? The problem is that locker room is damaged. And if this happened in your office, that office is damaged. If there can be enough of a pushback from the employees where they're like, well, we don't want to do this. We as a collective will complain and, bitch until the manager's pushed out, then they win. And that causes a dysfunctional office, in this case, a dysfunctional locker room. You can't have that. The person in charge needs to be the person in charge, and you, as the employee, the player, need to respect the individual in charge. There's been plenty of times where I've had a boss tell me I need to do something. I disagree with it, but I fall in line because I know my role and what I am supposed to do. I am supposed to, in this situation, follow the rules and follow the leader. He was the leader. They didn't have the fucking courtesy to follow the leader and trust in the coach. They have a shit locker room. And I hope it's not stemming or even involving Nikola Jokic, because that's going to make me lose a lot of respect for him. I hope that's not the case. Betonline just came out with odds on Nikola Jokic's next team. My buddy Jimmy sent me these this morning. Yeah, I joked about that yesterday, but odds makers are jumping on it. 4-1 odds to be a Houston Rocket. 5-1 Oklahoma City Thunder. 6-1 Pelicans. 7-1 Magic. 8-1 Jazz. Hornets, etc. Very bottom, Suns. Timberwolves. Jesus, if the Timberwolves got them. Fuck. Oh. The thing is, that is a damaged room. And I always like to compare. I know it's apples and oranges, but in a sense, it's apples to apples. When you look at sports, at its core, it's the same shit that you deal with at your job, whatever your job is. At its core, it's the same. But then as you go outwards, and then you're in the NBA, and you realize that the players run the show, nobody else. If they pull a little bitch fit because they don't want to do the work to be great. Oh, keep in mind, Michael Malone just won the championship, 2 seasons ago. Also is the winningest coach in franchise history. You don't want to listen to him because you know better. It's disgusting. It's telling of what that's a toxic locker room. And let me just say this. I hit on it a little bit yesterday. Be hesitant to absorb information that comes from within the company. Okay? I'm addressing altitude. Okay? I have a lot of friends over there. But you got to be hesitant to take what they say as truth, because they can't go against the company. You see what happens to it. They fired Michael Malone. What's going to happen to an on-air talent or anybody else that works over there if they go against the company, against the brand? Your shit's out the door, bro. You got to be careful. I've gone against companies. It's not easy. You rub a lot of people the wrong way. I've stood up to the big bad wolf because of how they were treating individuals. And in a sense that they didn't fire me, I ended up walking away partly because they made my life a living hell. But in my situation, kind of fine with that. Now, where are those guys? They're nowhere to be found because they're not there anymore. They got blown out. Don't need to go down that rabbit hole. I'm disappointed with the Denver Nuggets. I'm disappointed with the Cronkies. They acted too chaotically. They should have waited. What do you listen? Obviously, the locker room's fucked. If the Nuggets win out, they got 3 games left in the regular season. They win out. They got some new juice flowing through their veins. Yeah, good for them. But guess what happens at the end of the season? That roster is fucking blown the fuck up. It's gone. And Vegas is already predicting that Nikola Jokic could be gone. And that's sad. I was hoping he'd retire as a Denver Nugget. But you know what? We're in a sense, though, too, good for him if he leaves because otherwise they're just wasting his prime. He's 30 years old, guys. 30 years old. He's in his prime. Let him go somewhere where they're going to treat him right and put a team around him again. Go win another championship, Jokic. I just don't see it happening again with the Nuggets as of right now. It's chaotic right now. It's dysfunctional. It's a big pile of shit. And I can't wait to find out more information of what's going on behind the scenes. But I don't know if we're going to get it anytime soon. If I hear something, I'll tell you. I have a lot of ears in that area. But over the air individuals most likely won't say anything. But I will. I wonder who the new head coach is going to be for the Nuggets. David Adelman, is that how you say his last name? He's 3-1 odds to be the Nuggets head coach. Taylor Jenkins 7-2. Chauncey Billups 4-1. Jeff Van Gundy 10-1. Sam Cassell 12-1. Yeah, Steve Nash 20-1. I don't know. Go to betonline.ag, make your votes. Or place your bets, I guess. It still bugs me. And it just always makes me think about, like, what would you do in that situation? There's always businesses where you try to hold the employees accountable and then they fucking freak out. The pussification of society is upon us. We've been living in it. Let's be honest. We've been living in it. It's just getting worse. You got to hold yourself accountable too, guys. One thing that I hated when I was at the radio station, but hindsight, I really like it, is the self-evaluation forms. I'm like, fuck that. Let the manager evaluate me. But I get it because it does make you think a little bit more about what am I doing to contribute to this company. That's what basketball players need to do. And that starts with watching their tape. Watch your fucking tape. Don't be a bitch about it. Jesus Christ, do you want to be great? Or are you just cashing that paycheck? That's what it is. These guys are just all about the paycheck. Fuck that shit, man. I get it. You get funny money when you play in the NBA. Guess what? You can make even more if you put in some fucking effort. You're playing a goddamn game. You're taking a round fucking bouncy ball and putting it through a metal hoop. And you get paid a butt ton of money. Earn your paycheck. Put in some work. Watch some film. Don't be a bitch. Do your fucking job, Nuggets. Now you got, if anything, you fire the GM. You don't fire the head coach. But I'm sure there's more bullshit behind the scenes that we don't know. Drives me nuts. Anyway, I spent a little bit more time on that than I thought I would. By the way, the Masters starts tomorrow. Boring. Not a golf guy. I hate golf. So boring. Here's what's funny about golf guy. It was like Mike Evans that I used to work with used to tell me this. Oh, I love watching golf on TV. Like, oh, it's so boring. Oh, no, it's great. Watch a few holes, you know. Next thing I know, I turn the volume down a little low and then I pass out. It's great nap sport. Then it's not a good sport. If it's so good that you can nap in it, then it's not a good sport. That's the dumbest. That's the worst. That's the worst defense of saying something's a good sport. Oh, it's great. You can take a nap in it. Oh, fantastic. It's like NASCAR. Same thing. Oh, but see, at least NASCAR has the hum of the engines and the tires and everything like that. You can fall asleep on the third lap and then wake up 200 laps later and you're like, oh, all right, where are we at? You didn't really miss much. Couple pit stops. One guy, his car blew up or something like that. That's it. Golf and NASCAR, I have an issue with. They are good nap ones because I've done that before. I don't really watch NASCAR, but I have a buddy that's all about that stuff. Formula One, NASCAR, all that shit. Formula One though, it's more of a track. The NASCAR, you're going in a fucking oval. That's it. Turn left. Fuck yeah. I'm not saying it's not difficult. Don't get me wrong. I get it. But come on. Come on. Anyway, you guys are great. I just offended somebody. I apologize. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Make sure you hit that like button wherever you're consuming this. Big thanks to RoofGoat USA. Check them out at roofgoatusa.com. Have a wonderful day. Hopefully you laughed a little bit. Hopefully when you hear the Nuggets talk and the nonsense that's going on in there, maybe it's going to kick you into gear and go, okay, I think I do need to step up my game just a little bit, smidge, because you're already kicking ass and taking names. Maybe you want to take a few more names. There you go. There you go. Let the Nuggets failure fuel you. There you go. You're welcome. All right, guys, let's continue to move forward. I'll talk to you next time.